Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Hugo Correa. I hope you're doing well. In this case, we're going to take two walls from this apartment. This is a family member apartment, and for a weekend project, I'm going to give these finishes as a present. So we're going to take these flat finishes that, all the walls in this apartment are the same color, and we're going to add some nice color and effects so we can create some sort of elegant and sophisticated atmosphere inside the apartment. So we're going to take this wall inside the bedroom and the other wall in the kitchen area by using these two paint cans, these 2 gallons of paint. One is the brush pearl finish, and the other one will be the base coat, which is that signature that you see there. The tools that we're going to use are these ones. This is a trowel that is used for this type of effects. We're going to use some brushes, a roller, some painter's tape, and obviously a basic painting tray with the one that you can buy is really simple. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and work on these walls by doing a little bit of preparation. So you want to go ahead and clean all the dust and all the spider webs and all these little things, and go ahead and protect those base moldings and outlet switches. Take all the little plate covers and cover the ceiling. And the reason is that because we're going to use this type of effect, the type of technique that we're going to use is gonna take for us to kind of touch those tapes. So go ahead and apply a base coat of paint just the regular way that you do your painting by doing a little bit of cutting around. Remember that in this case I taped the ceiling, walls, and base molding and outlets and switches after I took all the covers, so it's a little easier for us to acquire the effect that we want. If you see the beautiful piece of art right there, that's the channel, so you can go ahead and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. So the ways that I normally paint, and I have some videos where I teach this in more detail, is that I like to apply paint on the surface, and I like to spread the paint in a long shot and long stroke. So I like to put like 2 or 3 times or 4 times heavy paint on the surface, and then I go ahead and spread the paint, thin it out, and you have a little more control in the amount of pressure that you put on the walls, instead of just kind of taking a little bit of paint at a time and spraying it out, trying to make it look fine. This is as you see, this is a more practical way of painting. And if it's not too hot, it's a nice way to paint. If it's too hot, maybe you may want to do smaller sections. But this is pretty much the way you want to paint. You want to go ahead and apply the color. You don't worry about 2 coats, just 1 coat, as long as you don't have those paint veins and everything looks fairly fine. The base coat is the only one that you're going to need. Now, this base coat is actually lighter than the finish coat, so the colors are endless. You're going to find some color charts over there that you can use, but the strokes that I'm going to give with this brush are pretty much generously and in a cross way. If you notice over here, I'm doing some sort of Karate Kid style move over here, and the reason is that you want to make sure that when you pass the brush, all the strokes that are going back and forth actually start revealing that nice pearl effect on the paint. So that's what you want to do the stuff, and you may want to work in like 4 by 4 feet by 4 feet areas, sections, so you can actually use the trowel and start kind of giving some sort of effect. This reminds me of some sort of a Venetian stucco style finish, but instead of a stucco you're using just paint, and because it's thick and it's a little grainy, you can actually achieve some sort of finishes or strokes with the flat thing. But if you notice what I'm doing over here, just pretty much making sure that everything is covered, that nothing is so thin, and by having that base coat you kind of give some sort of depth to the effect. So if you notice over here what I'm doing, as it gets drier and drier, I'm just doing these movements around, and I I'm not trying to go in the same direction, and that is because you want that effect to be as random as possible. And the good thing is that if you feel like all these effects are taking the same kind of strokes and it looks really familiar or really similar, from the other one, you want to go ahead and put a little bit more of the finish pearl brush pearl finish, and go ahead and do some more finishes until you find the desired effect. But as it gets drier and drier, you will find more of those nice colors. Now, if you notice, some areas are drying a little faster than the other ones. Don't get frustrated. They will dry really, really well. Just make sure that you have enough paint on the surface. And obviously, when you take all your tape out and stuff like that, if you have a little bit of a spill or something, you want to go ahead and clean it with a rag. A damp rag, and that's it. So if you start noticing all these beautiful effects that the paint achieves with that pearl finish, start giving you some sort of like a wallpaper effect, but yet you don't have no seams, and it's fairly easy to work with. It's not rocket science. If you don't have the special tool that is there, you can use a squeegee or a grout applicator. That's how easy it is. So you give to your apartment or your girlfriend's or your boyfriend's apartment a nice finish, and you go ahead and have a beautiful effect that you're gonna love, and you're gonna change the color of your house with a beautiful accent wall. Now, if you don't feel like you can do this thing, but yet you want the finish, I'm gonna leave in the description box a way that you can find some local painters that can actually do this type of work. So I hope this video will help you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care and have a good day. Thank you for watching my videos. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the little notification bell over there, and see any of these videos that are around me. I'll see you soon.